Welcome to Samut Sari, Conversations with Mimi, a weekly podcast by Dinah Social, also a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Samut Sari is where we can show that ordinary people do extraordinary things. Tune in to be entertained and to learn something new with your host, Mimi Lorilla.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Samut Sari with Mimi. This is Mimi Lorilla, and for today's episode, I'm very lucky to have as a special guest si Jenn. Jenn, ano bang pronunciation ng apelyido mo? Is it Gelvezon? Gelvezon?
You got it right po, Gelvezon.
Gelvezon. So, hello, Jenn, and welcome to Samut Sari.
Thank you po for inviting me.
Yes.
Hello po, kamusta po kayo?
Okay naman. At ako'y natutuwa dahil isang napakagandang dilag ang aking kasama ngayon. Medyo na-intriga ako sa business mo. So, let's talk about your business. Let's talk about yourself as an entrepreneur para ma-share mo yung story mo sa ibang mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin para marami silang matutunan sa'yo. So, ang first question ko, what is your business? Na-intriga ako sa pangalan niya. Explain mo naman sa amin, ano ang business mo, bakit yun ang name ng business mo. So, ikaw nang mag-reveal sa kanila. Ako, I read it, but iba pa rin yung share mo sa kanila. Yeah.
Yes po. So, my name is Jenn Gelvezon. I'm actually a nurse by profession. I work in the neonatal ICU at the Royal Children's Hospital. But I'm also the owner and founder of Theo Artisanal Truffles Melbourne, which is basically a home-based business, a small business that is specializing in handmade chocolates. So, nag-start po siya in the middle of pandemic. Actually, middle of pandemic in 2020. I was still on maternity leave. Tapos, I was supposed to be going back to work already following maternity leave. Pero, yun nga, nag-hit yung pandemic and I decided to extend my leave. Pero, kasi my husband is also a nurse. I was, at that time, redeployed to work in a COVID ward. So, sabi ko, kawawa naman yung mga anak ko and I had to do home learning as well with my eldest. And so, my sister back then, she's based in the Philippines. She started this, a similar business. Actually, siya yung nauna. So, she was selling Nama truffles. Tapos, parang within the first few days of opening, sobrang patok yung market sa Philippines. And actually, marami na rin nagbebenta ng ganun. So, I didn't know how it tasted or pero we were fully supporting her market, ganyan. Tapos, I was curious. So, she shared her recipe with me. I tried it at home. I failed. I tried 10 times. Hindi ko talaga siya makuha. Siguro different ingredients were used, temperature also. But I didn't stop. I really wanted to know why people were really going gaga over it. So, I tweaked the recipe. I made it my own. Tapos, ulit lang ng ulit until finally one day, medyo aesthetically naging okay na yung itsura niya, enough to be photographed. My husband kasi is a photographer.
Okay.
So he took photos of it. Tapos parang sabi namin, what if we just post it on Pinoys in Melbourne and just to gauge if there would be interest. Wala naman talaga kaming plano na ibenta or anything. We just wanted to know kung alam ba to ng mga tao, kung papatok ba siya. And then within minutes of posting it, may mga nag-o-order na. May mga nagtatanong na kung magkano. And I really didn't have any details in mind kasi nga, I just wanted to experiment and do it for our family lang. Tapos nagtuloy-tuloy na siya.
Okay.
And then in terms of the name, Theo kasi is my son's name. He is Julian Theo, but we call him Julian. And then, nalaman ko na lang eventually that the scientific name for chocolate is Theobroma cacao.
There
so, parang it made sense na parang, it made sense na parang, sakto naman. Oh, yeah. And then, ang funny pa is my eldest daughter's first name is Adriana, which means dark. So, combined together, dark chocolate. So, parang I just found it, parang, maybe this is meant for me to do.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Yun
And
ang
artisanal means Yes.
So Jen, are you still working as a nurse or full-time ka na dyan sa business mo?
Well, that's a tricky question. I am on sort of a sabbatical from nursing at the moment. Siguro mga 2 months na because I had personal circumstances parang, and I asked my work if I could have a little bit of break from nursing. Naging supportive naman sila. Pero syempre, I still need to like sort of earn a little bit of income. So now I'm still working. I'm now more focusing on my business more than more than anything.
Yeah. So let's focus on your business dahil sa yun naman na reason ba't kita ini-interview. So how do you start a business that you don't have any prior knowledge or experience? Paano ka na ngayon nagdi-distribute? Meron ka na ba ngayong commercial kitchen? Yung mga tipo mong ganon, how do you assure the quality of your chocolate na talagang consistent siya, yung by the look, by the feel, by the smell, by the taste, at saka paano mo pinopromote itong product mo?
Well, number one, I'm really not a chocolate lover. Which is funny. Mahilig lang ako sa chocolate cake, pero hindi ako talaga mahilig sa tsokolate. Ayun nga po, nag-start talaga siya sa social experiment. Naging inspiration lang yung sister ko. And then, nung nakita ko that, people actually had an idea what it was. So, talagang, sinaga ko siyang aralin. And then, my inspiration for it was the Japanese brand called Roy's Nama, which I never had before. So I had to get someone to buy it for me from the Philippines and from Japan, just so I would understand ano ba yung expectations ng mga tao from it. And then dun ko siya develop yung recipe. So in terms of matinding R&D, research and development, magastos, but I think ganun talaga, and hindi talaga ako nakakatulog until I get it right. So yan, I would just make small batches, and then pag may mali, tweak it again until I finally get it right. So siguro, even until now, meron pa rin akong ginagawang mga adjustments from my original recipe.
Right.
Yun.
Okay.
And then I always constantly ask feedback from my customers.
Right. Okay.
Yun.
Ano ang profile ng customers mo? Is it just anybody who loves chocolate, or ginagamit ba nila tong giveaway sa party, or pang-gift ba to, or how do you market your product? Saan ka direction, kumbaga?
Ang funny po kasi I'm actually based in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. Pero ang market ko talaga is in the west and southeast. And then mostly strangers. At the beginning, parang sabi ko, yung mga kamag-anak ko hindi nag-order, ganyan, yung mga friends. And then, pero na-realize ko, if I stop from, if I get disheartened because they don't order as much, I wouldn't be here anymore. So I really held on to the strangers who kept supporting me, buying from me, gifting it to people. And most especially po during the pandemic, nung heavy lockdown, when people couldn't go out, people were ordering from me, and then having that as a surprise present for their loved ones. So we actually delivered all around Melbourne. And ang funny pa kasi minsan mag-order sa akin yung isang friend, not knowing na yung friend na yun nag-order din ng something for them back.
Right.
So there was parang a personal touch, parang nagkaroon ng personal meaning yung Theo sa akin personally. Like, it's just not about ordering a product, parang it's what makes you feel after from having it.
So can you say na since you started at the height of the pandemic, especially sa lockdown hanggang ngayon, steady stream of orders ba? Nag-increase ba? Ano ang napansin mo na trend? Kasi 2023 na ngayon, hindi na katulad ng situation dati. How is that affecting your chocolate making business?
Opo. So siguro the first 6 months. So syempre, obviously, there was a hype at the beginning, and then 6 months parang medyo naglay low. So nag-isip ako, ano kayang pwedeng gawin? So that's when I developed I made the cake, a new product, yung truffle cake. So doon, nag-pick up yung market, and then because nagustuhan nila, they tried the namagan. By that time, na-improve ko na kasi nga I always invest on research and development. So, yun. Syempre, it comes and it goes. Pero usually, we've already established quite a good market already. So, and the funny thing is, because I'm also a nurse and I'm a mom, I regularly need to take breaks. So, by the time I return, parang na-miss na nila uli. So, hindi ako, I think part of my marketing is also not being relevant, but at the same time, not irrelevant na nakakasawa na. So, nagpapamiss din kami minsan. Parang gusto namin may niche yung market.
Okay. So, parang
I
on demand. Parang a la carte ka, yung pagka nag-out ka, then you let people know. But you don't do it like na may tindahan ka na laging meron. Something like that.
We've been asked if like we can have resellers all over, parang bawat ano. Pero pinag-iisipan ko kasi parang yun nga, I don't want to be available everywhere. Kasi feeling ko, when people see you often, parang nandyan lang naman siya, I can order anytime. Pero pag hindi masyado, pasulpot-sulpot ka lang, nami-miss ka eh. And then there's
so that's a
parang
different business strategy. That's a different way of doing business, which is interesting. But I think part of it is because you are a mom, you are a nurse, marami kang ginagawa. You have to have a balance and juggle all your different hats, kumbaga, para hindi ka rin magsawa sa ginagawa mo. Otherwise, pag nagsawa ka na, baka ma-burn out ka naman. So, from what you're saying to me, I'm picking up na hindi ka naman nagmamadaling mag-grow at hindi ka naman nagmamadaling i-dominate ang market. You're just in your happy place at the moment, doing what you like to do, inspiring other people with your food, and at the same time, meron ka pa ring source of income, aside from it being your source of joy. Am I correct in my interpretation of how your interpretation is at the moment?
Opo, kasi we're turning 3 in September, and if I compare it from where I was when I started, comparing it to now, we've really grown. Like, we started from just 3 flavors of Nama chocolate, and now we've got 8, and now we've got like 4 products already. So I think we've grown significantly over the years. But at the same time, hindi ko naman siya masasabing steady. Like, I've been doing a lot of things more this year. Managed to join mga business expos. We've now partnered with different restaurants, parang medyo may pagka pop-up style. So we're not there regularly, pero like people can visit the restaurants and pick up from me, parang sort of ganong partnership. But at the same time, I still get to enjoy my personal life. And yun nga, I don't want to get burnt out kasi minsan, especially pag Christmas po, wala na talagang pahinga. And of course, I would want to make the products as fresh as possible. So I really can't prepare everything ahead of time. And dumating yung time na I couldn't enjoy Christmas anymore. And in an effort for people to enjoy their Christmases and, give presents, ako naman yung hindi makaprepare ng presents for my loved ones. So parang sabi ko, this year pahinga ako for this Christmas. Pero oo, and then people would request, so hindi rin ako makatanggi.
Right. So, ibig sabihin yun yung struggle mo, no? Yung to strike a balance. Business-wise, I think I know where you're coming from. But what are your other dreams and your other aspirations for your business? Do you have any at the moment na yun ang may short-term, long-term kind of goal that you're trying to achieve?
I would want to break sa ngayon, well, I also have non-Filipino customers, but basically parang Filipinos pa rin majority, but I would want to break in the mainstream market. Siguro po yung mga markets talaga, like especially during Christmas or yung mga fairs, mga fetes, ganyan. Eventually I would want to have my own cafe. Pero medyo takot pa ako. Medyo takot pa ako mag-risk because, yun nga, I'm also just still working as a nurse. Tapos, very risky na kapag when you're putting up your own business. Pero yeah, that's in the long-term goal.
Yeah. So, yung truffles, the part ng name ng business mo, is that just a name or yung truffles inherent part ng decoration or inherent part ng ingredient? Ano? Kasi medyo mahaba siya, di ba? Artisan na siya, may tiyo pa siya, may truffle pa siya. It creates a very luxe kind of product. Is that the thing that you're aiming for?
Yeah, well, artisanal is it means handmade. So it really is handmade up until now. Like I'm not using, like for my cakes, I don't use a mixer. It's all hand mixed. And even the cutting and everything else. Truffles is well, I think it's really a nama chocolate. Nama means parang soft chocolate in Japan, but in here it's more known as truffles. That's why I included that in the name. But yeah, medyo luxurious siya. Mahal siya na it's not a cheap product. And yun nga, a lot of people won't understand until they actually try it for themselves. Baka isipin nila, mas mura pang bumili ng Cadbury sa Coast. But it's not the same. It's not the crunchy type of chocolate. It's not. It's meant to be soft and melt in your mouth and silky. And yun yung inaral ko talaga for a long time.
Right. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure na may Instagram ka. That's how people order from you. Or may email address ka. Kasi obviously, wala kang storefront. So our orders kind of like parang accessible ka through those channels. Wala kang ghost advertising person. Ikaw din talaga ang nag-a-address ng mga inquiry and orders and things like that.
It's a one-woman job. It's all me.
Yeah.
From
Kaya
production.
It's very admirable how you manage to do that. So, syempre, isa sa mga kailangan mong i-maintain yung reputation ng product mo at yung reputation mo. There's nowhere to hide. Kasi nga sabi mo, you are one woman band. So, ano naman ang maipapayo mo dun sa mga other people na they have other jobs but they have other passions that they want to pursue or gusto nila mag-business o maging one-woman job katulad mo, what can you tell them para naman mabigyan sila ng konti pang insight?
Well, number one, they have to like really determine whether they just want it as a side business, like yung kung may time lang sila or if they really want to pursue it. That means they really have to be like to spend a considerable amount to really know what their branding is about and kung ano ba yung gusto nilang ma-achieve. Like you can't really just put up create a brand and then just sell whatever. It has to sort of like be a live gusto mong message to get across to your customers. Dapat kilalanin nyo rin yung customers nyo and really have to have the passion and investment of time and skills and everything else to improve your product kasi hindi ka pa rin maging makampante na masaya na. My husband would keep telling me, bakit mo ba iniiba yung recipe? Masaya naman sila dyan. And I'm like, no, this is how I need to improve because sometimes people will be better than me and I want to be, yun nga, I want to keep the quality high. So, syempre, yeah, dapat and dapat talaga magpursige. And a lot of hard work goes unseen. Pero there's really no shortcut. Marami talagang sacrifice na kailangan.
Loud and clear sa akin yan. I like it when you said na talagang kailangan mo magpursige. Sa R&D nga na word na na-pick up ko sa'yo, talagang importante how to be above the rest or just for your own self-satisfaction na hindi nakakahiya yung produkto na nilalabas mo and which really reflects on your work ethic and the values and the principles you have not just as a person but as a business person. So Jenn, I think we've come to the end of the line. I wish I could chat with you more na sarap-sarap mong kausap ka chika. gusto ko ring makuha ang recipe mo na secret. I'm pretty sure hindi mo ibibigay sa akin. At hindi rin naman ako magaling magluto. Hindi rin ako magaling magluto, so not a problem. So, thank you very much for coming to Samut Sari and for inspiring us. And I really honestly wish you na mag-succeed ka pa sa business mo. And whether or not you decide to stop nursing at mag-continue sa business na yan, or yung nursing mo na ang on the side, at diyan ka na mag-focus. I'm pretty sure regardless of what your decision is, kung babalik ka pa after your sabbatical, I can feel it na kakayanin mo siya. Kakayanin mong i-juggle yan at nandun yung passion mo to do both of them Kaya nga ikaw where you are right now, the success that you got for 3 years. So hanggang dito na lang muna, Jen. Thank you. Let's say goodbye to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you. Bye.
If you find value in this episode, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new releases. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to Gorilla Podcast or send us an email at mimi@dinosocial.com. Spread the word and don't forget to tune in next time.